Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I do have the SC300 up and running. New clutch kit came in. Got it from the homie Justin from Sound Performance, and it's installed in the car and running pretty good. It was a used clutch kit, but it's holding up good. It was low mileage on it, so I went ahead and dropped it inside the SC300. Still rocking the AR5 swap. But as you see right here, we had an IS300. The homie Dante dropped it off to me and entrusted me to 2jz, GE, and A to T. We're not going for big power. It'll pretty much be the carbon copy of the blue IS300 that we turbocharged like last year. And I'll leave a link in the description to that video. So it'll pretty much be a carbon copy, except for the turbo manifold is just different. Other than that, same turbo, BorgWarner S366, stock internals, GTE head gasket with stock head studs on this one. On the blue one, it was ARP head studs. But we're only gonna run 7 PSI, low boost, make a little bit of sauce, some good turbo noise. And this is a manual 5-speed. It's a true manual also, which is super dope. And in the future, Dante is actually planning to AR5 swap it, which most likely will happen on this channel, which will be super dope. Before we get into it, I have already took the engine out the car. We're about to just clean the engine bay up, make it nice and sparkly as we can get it. Relocate the battery and the brake booster. So I'll show you what we got going on. So that's what we have. The bumper is actually not bolted on at all. I just threw the bump on while I was just sitting here on the wheels. At least it doesn't look abandoned. So we're gonna pull the bumper off. I'm gonna just use the power washer just to spray everything down. The power washer is powerful enough just to knock all this stuff off and get it all cleaned up. I do have some soap and water for like the hard spots. He is running BC coilovers on here. So that's super dope. So pretty much just get it real cleaned up before we put the new turbo motor in. That's the plan for today. And relocate the battery to the trunk. And we're going to relocate the brake booster back to where the battery is. I even get started to talking you guys' heads off. You see, I actually took the wheels out the GS. Took the SSRs out the GS. I got those wheels from the homie Big Mac. Super clean look. That's what I was actually going for with the GS, and it's stock. So that's super dope to be stock wheels and just a clean ride. And yeah, we still got a bunch of stuff to do in the GS. So yeah, guys, let's get into it. Get the pressure washer going. All right, so we got the importance covered up. We got the fuse box covered up. This has like a seal in it, so that's already like waterproof for the ECU. I just stuffed the plastic bag in the side of it. Yeah, and we should be good to go. Just to go ahead and give it some type of cleaning, because if you can see now how everything looks, it's just horrible, bro. So mostly everything that's exposed can get wet. That's the heater core. I will spray fluid, spray water into the heater core from this direction out, so that way if it is a clogged heater core or a situation about to arouse, it's already handled. So yeah, let the fun begin, because this is going to be a mess. So it's looking a little bit better, but I already knew I was gonna have some elbow grease on this. Use legit with that pressure washing, like any type of car wash soap. So I use the car wash soap so that way it doesn't run the risk of damaging the actual paint on the car. Nice and dried up. This is the towel I actually use, and you can see it got a lot more of the dirt off. It looks 10 times better. 10 times better besides that part being rusted, but it is what it is. Show you what we got going on in the trunk for the battery relocation real quick. before we get started. I'm choosing to put the battery on this side mainly because his scissor jack, the OEM jack, is over there, and I don't want to take it out. He may want to keep it that way. I'm not 100% sure, but while it's here, I'm just going with the flow. I'll just set it over here, run the power wire through, and yeah, go from there. But the only problem is with this is actually a little bit too wide for the space I want to set. I just take my mallet and just bang on this a little bit just to get this to bend that way some, so this way it can sit flush. Hold it down in there. Instead of hitting here, I actually tap this out just a little bit. On the inside, this is back right here, but it's behind the bumper, so you won't see it at all. So that's actually better than actually hitting at your main frame. So just a couple hits, and then I took the actual vent out because there's a vent that sits down there. Took the vent out, and just took the hammer and just tapped this down into place. So it's actually snug to a certain extent. So now we got to figure out how we're going to actually bolt this thing down. And I believe this would be a lot stable. So I'm gonna get these zip ties out. Just a strong hand. Oh, it was already broke. I didn't get those out the way, make it look a lot neater. All right, so we got the bracket in place. It's super duper sturdy. Only issue we run into now is these studs just are not long enough. Gotta just run it like Home Depot and get a longer bolt if I can, which I should be able to. I don't see why I shouldn't be able to. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get this ground sorted out, and run the power positive wire from the trunk to the. Since things usually don't never ever really go as planned, so when I went to run the wire for the battery location, that's all the wires I have. That's not going to be enough at all. So what I actually do is we just go ahead and pull this turbo motor out and at least make the motor to the transmission and just sit it inside the car right now. So that way I didn't waste the whole day just sitting out here, not really doing anything besides cleaning the engine bay. Let's go. This is the actual engine I pulled out the car, the N80, the natural aspirated 2jz GE VVTi. Still a bunch of parts I got to take off, including the starter. We got to get this off and onto the other engine. So we can go ahead and get this thing off the stand. Sorry, my neighbor's cutting grass. Got 440 Osage Tiger injectors. This is a non-VVTi fuel rail, just because on a VVTi fuel rail, you have to tap and drill this, but if you get a non-VVTi fuel rail, you can just bolt it straight on and just install your 6AM fitting. This is actually going to go to the fuel pressure regulator, but I put that in another video with the whole fuel system in there. And then on the lower, this is 2jz GE non-VVTi lower. It'll bolt straight to it. These are actually from a non-VVTi, but as far as wiring, it'll still work. It is stock bottom and stock top in 2jz GE VVTi. It just has a GTE head gasket, stock GE head studs. And we're actually running a Treadstone turbo manifold on it with a precision wastegate. Went ahead and speedball through that real quick. Let's go ahead and get this engine off the engine stand, and attach the transmission and the new clutch to it. Since we got this thing out the air, we gotta get this off, which is the piece for the engine stand. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this off, get the pilot burning, get the rear main seal stuck in there, extra trans, and we can go ahead and install this thing. Sounds sometimes easier than it's gonna actually be, because I'm on a solo mission. Bolted up, transits to the engine. I know I probably should pressure wash that, but the ground's dry enough for me to not slip and fall while installing it. So plus we're gonna pull that out anyway, so we're gonna keep it how it is, keep it rocking. So yeah, we go ahead and just at least sit the engine in the car today, and I'll clean everything up and call it a wrap for the day and finish the battery location in another video. When the engine bottoms out like that and you don't have a engine leveler, you got to get underneath, raise the trans up. And when you raise the trans up, then you just push that joint in. Bolt your engine mounts on. I got to take the oil filter housing off. But on this side, yeah, bolt your engine mount on and you'll be good to go. Like I said, if you don't have an engine leveler, you can still do it. Just more so extra work. So you just take it, raise it up right about there. Oh yeah, see, you see how it shifted back into place? I was at the point, the way though when you get the sump in between the subframe and this sway bar, you could go ahead and install your engine mounts on this side and on the other side, and you'll be good to go to bolt the transmission up if your ground's not wet like mine. See, it's a real simple process. I got a ton of videos pulling engines, installing engines down in other videos. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish installing, go ahead and install the engine mounts and show you guys what everything look like without this engine hoist and chain in the way. All right, so there you have it. Engine is in, bolted down. The transmission is being held up with the transmission jack still, but yeah, boys and girls is in there, so we good to go. I just took the ABS and just bent it up out the way so that way I can make sure I actually clear everything as far as putting the engine in. I gotta hit him up to see if he want to do an ABS delete or if he just want me to, you know, cut and paste with the wires. Not 100% sure what we actually gonna do with that right now, but engine's in, looking good so far. Put that turb ski on there tomorrow, next video or so. But yeah, so it's looking good so far. So we're pretty much done with this segment of the video. This section of the build, we had the engine in. Looks good. It'd be better once the turbo is actually on there. So yeah, I'm actually done for the day. Lately I've been tight on time because I had started a new job, so my work schedule is kind of all over the place. So as far as working on the cars, that's why some of the content has just been taking so long to come out. But I'm starting to get back in the rhythm and the groove. And actually figuring out how I'm going to find time as far as making the videos, because I had been working under the scenes as far as working on other folks' cars and keeping my cars maintained. It's just as far as when it comes to YouTube and you actually, for me, I just have to actually like feel it as far as, you know, to make a good video versus just pitting any old thing out. So yeah, we'll pick back up with the battery relocation. I might not include it in this video, so if it's not in this video, stay tuned to a battery relocation video, intercooler pipe and exhaust and all that. So I try to break it down in segments, so that way if you're already in the motion of building your IS300 turbo N8T, you can actually pick which video you actually want to watch or actually need. Hopefully you watch all of them. But yeah, so that way it won't be like a long drawn out video with everything in it and making it hard to actually follow how to actually turbocharge the IS300. If you're looking to do your SC300, it's tons of videos down there for the N8T with the non-VVTi cylinder head. This is the VVTi cylinder head, but it's really not that drastic of a difference. Same principle. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna go ahead. This video is probably gonna be super short, but I'll catch you guys on the next video. Like, subscribe, and share. And shout out to everybody who subscribed the last couple days, couple weeks, couple months, and shout out to my day one subscribers. Until the next video, peace out.